Last time on my Crynicles.
Has he hit you up at all since he left?
Yes, he texted me when he made it home.
That's it?
It's noon, Jazmin. Is he supposed to text me through practice?
Listen, all we're saying is you did exactly what he wanted. But he could easily not hold up his end of the bargain.
What? Why did you call me?
I missed you, okay? Is that alright, Sierra?
He talked to you and Myrtle at the same time. Why can't you believe it?
Merryck, a single man entertaining two women at the same time is very different than a committed man in a relationship having sex with other girls.
A liar is a liar.
Please don't go.
I have to.
No, you don't. You just want to.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
Hey, Z.
Hey. This episode is brought to you by AdamandEve.com. Be sure to use my discount code BABYFACE at checkout for 50% off one item and free shipping within the US and Canada. Also, 20% of all their profits go to help fighting the spread of HIV around the world. Because safe sex is the best sex, you young adults.
Are you drunk?
No, I wish.
What's up?
Do you remember that conversation we had? It was a long time ago. You were talking about sex and how it takes two people. And I told you sometimes it just takes one.
No.
Never mind.
No. What happened?
What I said. Sometimes it just takes one. And you asked me if I wanted to talk about it. And I told you we would talk about it when we got together. I'm just having a really bad day. I just wanted to hear your voice.
Someone had sex with you, but you didn't want to have sex with them?
That was the real reason why.
Who did that to you?
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does. Do I know him? Is he a football player?
I don't think so, no.
No, he's not a football player, or no, you don't know.
He's not a football player.
What's his name, Sierra?
He doesn't even go here anymore.
Okay. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. Do you want to tell me what happened?
I told him pretty much the same thing I told Julian, but with a lot less crying. I don't know if it was just easier to talk to him or it really was just easier the second time around, but this time I actually did feel better.
Who's with you right now?
No one. I came home early for work.
When does Merryck come back from break?
Next week.
I won't be back till school starts. Are you gonna be okay?
Yeah, I'll be fine. I told you most days I don't even think about it.
Can I pray for you?
Sure.
Father, I am coming to you with a prayer for my friend Sierra. I ask that you cover her with your infinite grace and mercy, surrounding her in peace during this dark season. I pray that she feels safe. Lord, I pray that she's not afraid to be around people. I pray that she's not afraid to be by herself. I pray that she finds happiness and continues to be strong so that she may finish her last year of school. Lord, I pray that once she finishes school, she goes on to do the amazing things I know she's capable of. I pray she learns her worth and knows she deserves to have someone who loves her just the way she is. I pray that she knows she is blessed with a kind soul and a good heart, and that these things are not burdens. I pray that she learns to trust in others and in herself. I pray for her healing, because I know what an incredibly beautiful, fun, and wonderful person she really is. Lord, I'm praying for her because she's done nothing to deserve the things that have been done to her.
He went on like that for another few minutes. I was speechless. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to feel. I'd never heard anything like it. I'm sure other people have prayed for me all the time. A few family members come to mind, my mother in particular, but you know those moments in church where the pastor will ask if there's anyone who needs extra prayers and a few people would line up to get hands laid upon them? I've always been too shy to go up there, even when I knew I probably needed it. It was just too personal. I didn't know if they asked you why first or just started praying, but everyone would know. That was a little too intimidating for me. Despite my depressing lyrics on Twitter, I'm not big on making my sadness public. But Samuel knew, and Samuel cared, and Samuel actually did something about it. I know thoughts and prayers is the bare minimum of actions, but remember, I'm a bare minimum kind of bitch. So it was more than I was used to, and also more than I thought I deserved, because I was under the impression that, like Julian, Samuel didn't care much about me at all. But then Samuel cared about everyone. It was his Christian duty. He would have done it for anyone. It's just who he was. Still, though. Thank you, Samuel.
I have a friend who went through something similar. You know Abby. She lived in South with us. I think she lives in the cottages, too. I can tell her to reach out to you. If you want, you guys can hang out. It might be helpful.
Yeah, she does. We're Snapchat friends. I'll reach out. I really appreciate you.
If you need anything, seriously, let me know, okay?
Okay.
Get some rest. Good night.
Good night. Anything I need, huh? He said it, but he didn't mean it. Because what if what I needed was him? Then with Samuel, he was playing a dangerous game, saying those words to me, because I was very tempted to take advantage of them. Very tempted to just play sick and sad and just keep him around. If he wouldn't be my boyfriend, I could make him my crutch. But I wouldn't push my luck. Wouldn't push our boundaries, because he'd already done so much for me, or at least more than any other guy. He didn't deserve that burden. I wouldn't call him or text him, even if I did need something, because I couldn't rely on him. He wasn't mine. He didn't love me. People think I was trying to guilt trip Julian into dating me, which is why I shared my trauma with him, but it wasn't even about dating. I just needed to feel cared for, which is why I turned to Samuel, because he was my best bet. Cared for these niggas so much. It was killing me to know I was so disposable. There's this Maya Angelou quote. When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. I wonder if I'm capable of it. How was I supposed to do that? Are we the sum of one action? And who was I to determine who someone was based off that one action? That's gotta be one off-the-chain fucking action to define you for me. I don't know if it's because I never forget anything, but it's impossible for me to know who someone is, because the people I knew contradicted themselves all the time. Who was Samuel? Was he the cheater I kept hearing about, or was he the man who was there for me when I needed one? He broke my heart, but he didn't make me suicidal. He dropped me for another girl, but he didn't dehumanize me. He talked to me out of boredom, but if I reached out to him, he wouldn't ignore me. If he was my standard for a good man, was that a bad standard to have? Sometimes I feel bad when I see how much you guys hate him, because I'm not sure if he deserves it. Yes, you saw his worst moments with me, but there were a lot more good moments he had that you guys will never see. Does he deserve the hate of thousands of people for being indecisive with one girl? If anyone is allowed to hate him, it should be me. And yet I don't. I don't think I ever could. But maybe that's why a third opinion, or thousands in my case, is better than one. You guys are pointing out all the shit I didn't even know was problematic. If all we had was our own opinion, I guess you wouldn't know much in life. Our biases keep us from seeing who people are, which is why we need other people without the feelings, without the good memories, to show us the facts. Still though, Samuel was the best man I knew for a long time, and that is with the sum of all his actions. Who was I? Would I be just a fool my whole life? The sum of all my actions, that's what it felt like. I think people are capable of changing. They just have to meet someone they want to change for.
Hey,
You weren't even gonna hit me up?
I put that I was here on my story.
I didn't. Watch it.
Who was that?
That was most Dave.
Who?
Good point. I need a drink.
What did he say?
Typical nigga shit.
Hey, what you drinking?
Nothing yet.
I guess the real question is, what would you like to be drinking?
I don't think they have anything but rum and coke.
Say less.
Thanks.
So, what you got going on after this?
Nothing. I have work tomorrow morning and I need to go to sleep.
Oh, word. That's too bad. I would love to see you again to get to know you better. What time do you get off?
Noon.
Bet. You should let me buy you lunch.
Something occurred to me just then. I didn't have to be alone. Not tonight, not tomorrow, not ever. I've been choosing to be alone by wanting unavailable people. I didn't need Julian or Samuel. There were billions of men on this planet. I was too focused on the who and not the what. So what did I want? A relationship. How was I going to get it? By finding a man who wanted one too. There had to be men my age who wanted one. And just maybe, if I went out with more, I could find one who wanted one with me. But not this dude. I didn't want to be in love with him. He could buy me lunch tomorrow though, however. So, I made a Tinder, and then I made a Soul Swipe, and a BLK, because there's too many white people in Missouri, and I got tired of swiping through them. And I made sure I was booked and busy, baby. Honestly, I was probably going a little overboard on it. I mean, I'm pretty sure I saw everything in theaters from January to March in 2017. Great year for film, I might say. I saw Lego Batman twice. With a different dude, though, of course. It was just so easy. I knew these apps were all about fucking, so all I had to do was look good. I'd get tons of matches. And told niggas they weren't meeting me in private. The first time we hung out had to be in public. And their next question, because it's rare to find a man who will plan a date, would be, okay, what do you want to do? I want to go to the movies. Not a great first date, though, because you can't talk to each other. But if he really thinks he has a chance, he'll ask you about getting food either before or after. And I tried, okay? I really tried. But it just never felt right. First of all, I was scared to be alone with men. Something bad always seemed to happen eventually when I was. They were either going to physically hurt me or make me fall in love with them. And I just knew I would fall in love with the next guy who made me feel good. And I didn't know these niggas. They could have been anybody. That was supposed to intrigue me, but it terrified me. At this point, I knew I had a pattern. This was the part where I started getting my life together. Worked out, ate good, tried in work, tried in school, tried to be a new person. And I would be, but it wouldn't last. It never lasted. That's what happened when I was with Dylan and Avery and then Samuel for the second time and Eli and Oliver. I was scared to meet a new man when I was manic. You know, that high of starting over new and this time will be different because I'm a new person. I've been working on myself all week. that state of mind. Everybody likes you when you're feeling good, or you're in the first week of feeling good, because you're fired up. Who wouldn't want that? You know who wants that especially? People who feel bad. And if you're not careful, those people who feel bad are going to drag you right down with them because you don't really feel good yet. You're just pretending those first few weeks, trying to build a habit. I split my relationships into 2 categories. The ones I had to run from, and the ones who ran from me. If I wanted to meet another man like Samuel, or Julian, or hell even Zaire or Philip, I had to wait till I mellowed out. Because those were men who met me in pretty low states and still liked me. So they must have good vibrations to rise me up, because they definitely did. And they don't get enough props for that. Samuel was my friend when I was in an abusive relationship. He was never not my friend, actually, even when he realized he couldn't be with me. I went from loving Mizzou to hating it in 1 semester with Avery, and Zaire made that next semester after that bearable, if not fun while it lasted. Julian met me literally days after I was raped by a friend and took my mind off the entire situation. 4 months! I could handle another guy like that if he lived within a 20-mile radius and I chilled the fuck out. What I couldn't handle was another miserable man who was in love with my joy. He only sucked the life right out of me, and I realized I might have done some life sucking myself. But this was about me trying to feel better, okay? So onward with my matches. Eventually my moods would level out, and I could pick a guy with a clearer mind.
Where are you going?
She's off to another one of her Tinder dates.
Ooh, anyone we know?
I don't know. His name is Steven.
Baseball Steven?
No, I don't think so. He probably would have had at least one pick in uniform if he was an athlete.
Greek Steven?
No, I don't think so. He probably would have had at least one pick with the frat if he was Greek, or the letters in his bio.
Does he go here?
I mean, I'm pretty sure he's got pictures on campus.
I thought we knew all the black people.
Well, people do slip through the cracks sometimes.
Sierra, do you even like him?
I don't know. I haven't even met him.
Have you liked any of these guys you've gone on a date with?
Some of them are cool.
But you don't like them. You're just leading them on to go to the movies.
We go out to eat sometimes.
Leaving them on for free meals is even worse because you have food stamps.
I don't lead them on. If I'm not feeling them after the 3rd date, I let them go.
But you know if you like someone right away.
Not always.
Name one.
Philip, my first boyfriend. It wasn't like love at first sight. We're just cool, and then he started talking to me on Facebook every day, and then we talked on the phone all summer, and then by the first week in 9th grade, he was my boyfriend. And it was the best relationship I've ever had. Of the 2 I've actually had. Why trust my gut when it's been proven wrong time again?
Because you know how it feels to think you're connecting with someone, invest in them, and then have them stop responding to you the 3rd time you hook up.
This isn't sex, though. I'm supposed to feel bad because some nigga didn't get pussy after he invested $90 in 6 hours over a 3-week period? I don't! It's not comparable to someone investing months, mileage, mind, and body into you. You just don't give a fuck.
I think she's right, Merryck.
I know I'm right.
This could actually be good for you, Sierra. You do kind of go for guys out of your league.
What? Like who? Besides Samuel, who was actually out of my league? Even in my league.
You know, you're not an athlete. You're not a Greek. Just like someone normal.
Zaire wasn't an athlete or Greek.
The rapper with the blonde dreads?
Okay, he was just an artsy nigga with a box when I met him. Let's relax.
Okay, well, have fun on your date.
I kind of stopped talking to my friends about guys after that. Actually, I pretty much just stopped talking to them about most things. Imagine your own friends telling you you're not good enough to be with ain't shit niggas. Because I thought that's what they were. Weren't they? Didn't we sit around and talk about how trash they were for hours? And you not only think that they're still better than me, you flat out tell it to my face. I'm not good enough for them? Those pieces of shit were out of my league?
I've been working on my reel for years and I made some good connections. I'm finally starting to get some camera time.
That's so cool. So, do you write the questions or do they give you like a list of approved ones?
Normally the interviewer does their own research, and based on what we find, we try to ask stuff that's going to get some interesting answers. What the people want to know, you know. We got to interview Samuel Smith the other day. I was a little disappointed in meeting him though.
How come?
He was just kind of an asshole. Didn't cooperate well, didn't answer a lot of our questions, and was cocky.
That doesn't sound like him.
You know him?
I mean, not really. We both lived in South, so I'd see him a lot, and we have mutual friends, and that just doesn't sound like him.
Well, freshman year was like 4 years ago for you guys, right? Plenty of time for his head to swell.
Or maybe you guys are being really intrusive and he knows his rights. Imagine answering the same questions all the time by people who will paint your answers in whatever light they want based off preconceived notions.
I didn't realize you were so anti-journalism.
I'm not anti-journalism. I just think sometimes you guys are unfair to people and too fair to other people. Isn't it your job to be unbiased?
Ideally, yes, but our job is more so to build an audience, and once we have one, we tend to cater to that audience. I see what you're saying though. Anything could have been going on with him that day. The wrong question at the wrong time can put anyone on edge.
Exactly. No, it didn't make me feel better going on a date whenever I wanted. Getting 10 matches and 7 super likes didn't make me feel any more desirable because I didn't have a problem getting men. Actually, it had been statistically proven after high school I could get any man I wanted, just temporarily, for as long as they pleased. My problem was keeping men. Every date I went on felt the exact same. It was like that episode of Black Mirror. I wish I could just see how long his interest in me would last, so I could prepare myself for the fade.
Pay attention.
I'm trying, but I feel like I'm never gonna get it. So maybe we should just focus on cheating strategies?
Why do you think you'll never get it?
Because, Noah, it's Spanish 3. I've been cheating since Spanish 1. If it didn't make sense then, it's definitely not gonna make sense now. This actually wasn't a Tinder date. Noah was an artist who hit me up on Twitter because he needed models to paint for a school project or something. We really hit it off when we met, and he offered to help me pass Spanish.
Why did you start cheating?
I don't have the kind of brain that can just learn a new language. I can barely spell in English, and this bitch takes off half a point if I forget an accent. I don't stand a chance.
If you look at a word enough times, your brain will be able to register it if it looks right or not.
That's what my mom thinks, so she says I need to read more. But I read all the time, and it doesn't stop me from forgetting words and sentences or misarranging them. I can proofread something 100 times, and it will look right to me 100 times, and it'll still turn out wrong. Spanish might as well be algebra.
X isn't scary if you remember the formula. Think of language as a formula. If you can nail the structure, you'll be able to get it.
It is scary if you're dyslexic and forget negatives or mix up numbers when you're writing and reading. I write how I talk and I read stuff how I would say them. My inner voice is just not accepting the new structure.
And how'd you realize that?
I seem to be the only person who's out of balance every day. No matter how much I pay attention when I'm entering the numbers in, I can still fuck up. I think I'm entering 25s and it'll actually be 2010s.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Do you get in trouble for that, or?
No, normally my manager and other teller would help me find where I fucked up and it's fine, but it's still embarrassing. They really like me though because I'm nice and funny, so they won't fire me.
Well, fortunately you don't have to be a bank teller your whole life, and you don't have to know Spanish to survive. But you do have to know enough to pass. So pay attention. I'm not going to help you cheat. You're better than that. Knock off all that negative talk.
Okay.
How did you make it this far, though? No offense. If you're dyslexic with no help.
I have a really good memory.
That's it?
From elementary to high school, tests are basically your homework. You do the homework, you know the test. Most teachers are even nice enough to copy entire sentences and just remove a word. I really only need to see or hear something once to remember it. Like math. Math used to be my favorite subject. We get those timetables tests, where they like timed you to see how many problems you could solve. I never used to solve shit. I didn't know how to solve 9 times 6. I just knew 9 times 6 equals 54. If I didn't know something, I'd skip it. They were only adding how many problems you could do correctly, not how many you did in order. I had straight A's until 8th grade. Then we started algebra. And math went to shit. Memory can't help you when you don't know what the fuck you're looking at.
That's kind of incredible. So, like, how good is your memory?
It's selective, honestly. Like any memory I can attach a feeling to is in HD, but everything else is fuzzy. I started remembering things when I was 3, though.
You can remember when you were 3?
Yeah, it's like one day I woke up for the first time. I can't remember the day before that, but I remember my life pretty well after that.
That's insane.
My mind is filled with childhood memories. To be fair though, my life was pretty interesting before I started school. My parents separated and I spent a chunk of time in New York with my grandmother and aunt.
Where in New York?
Manhattan. She had this amazing apartment. Best candy store was right across the street.
That's dope. New York is my top choice for grad school. It's either there or LA.
Ugh, grad school. And I'll be in LA, far away from snow and public transportation.
And right under a cloud of smog.
What's that? I thought the city of garbage had something to say about dirty air.
LA is notorious for air pollution.
And yet, it's New York. I remember seeing all the people with their faces covered like it's China. I realize that this is offensive now, but I verbatim said this. My fault. My mother has since informed me that face coverings had more to do with being in close proximity to so many people than the smells. It's still pretty ironic though, given COVID and whatnot. How are y'all doing in New York, by the way? With everything. Comment below.
East Coast is where all the old money is. Established culture, the type of people who would drop like $20K on a piece of something interesting to talk about at their cocktail parties. LA is new money. They're focused on investing in themselves, building themselves, promoting themselves, because they're interesting people trying to build wealth. I could sell a lot of cheap shit in LA, but I could get fewer pieces in New York for more money. You feel me?
Okay, I see the appeal. And you're from a cold ass city anyway, so I guess it won't bother you. You've already got your winter clothes that last from October to May.
It's called fall and spring fashion.
Just be careful on the subways.
It's my city with less guns.
They still got knives though.
Shit, and I'll have one too.
I fucking hate winter.
Here, you want to take my jacket?
What? Like, off your back?
Yeah, why?
No guy's ever offered me their jacket before.
Are you serious?
Not outside my family.
Damn. What do these Missouri niggas be on?
I don't know. It's cold in Missouri.
Apparently so. Do you want the jacket though?
No, I'm good. We're almost at my car anyway. But thank you. I have difficulty asking men for things or even letting them do things for me because I'd been let down by a lot of them. This also is the reason why Samuel was so godly in my eyes for so long. I knew I had a crush on him the moment he'd opened the first door for me. The same way I knew I had a crush on Noah the first time we studied and he offered me his jacket. But I didn't think I deserved guys like Noah. So what did I deserve? Who was in my league? Since apparently bowling for soup was right, high school did in fact never end, and whatever failures I saw in myself others saw too, I deserved a guy who wanted me. Let's see, who wanted me? Definitely couldn't trust all these new guys. They only thought they wanted me, but once they had me, they'd come back to their senses. You know who already had me and still wanted me anyway? I knew it, you're a fucking cheater!
Was a cheater. I'm not anymore.
How does someone grow out of having no regard for their partner's feelings? Okay, listen, I can explain. I was very stupid, okay? It would be little shit at first. Like, he'd reply to my stories, ask me about my day, randomly ask if I missed him, which I knew was code that he actually was the one missing me. And truthfully, I didn't miss him. I was blowing him off at first, being cold and particularly rude to try to hurt him. I mean, he deserved that. After everything he'd done to me, if he wanted to be my little punching bag, I would gladly jab. It was fun. But Avery liked that. It made him want me more, and I could trust that he wanted me because this was a man who already had me, mind you. He'd seen all the bad parts in me, pointed them out even. Yeah, and still wanted me. That was a lot more attractive than the men who didn't know and only thought they wanted me because they would probably change their minds. He was kind of my plaything because I was convinced he still didn't have a chance. But that was until I saw Get Out. That lead actor, Daniel, reminded me so much of Avery. All the good parts, anyway. That northeastern naked accent, you'd swear they were raised on the same street. The mannerisms, the pauses in his speech, the intention behind his actions, the way his eyes are half closed almost all the time until something surprises him or really interests him. That fucking half smile, like there's nothing but good intentions behind it. It was like watching everything I liked about that dude for a solid 2 hours. You know, our situationship was over 3 years ago at that point. So, the rapes felt a lot less real than the version of him I was watching on screen. And also the version that was hitting me up every day. I was tempted to forget the mistreatment. I wanted to forget. I didn't want those memories being the reason I ended up in a ball on the bathroom floor for hours because a man I barely knew left me. That was a terrible way to live. So he watched the movie and we just had to talk about it and compare notes. And as it turned out, we had a lot to talk about. I think that was the thing I liked the most about Avery. He would talk to me about anything, and he would talk to me for hours. We were both night owls, we hated almost all the same things, and even when we disagreed, our debates were fun.
Because I realized I was doing it. And now that I know why, I don't do it anymore. Because I don't like the person I was when I was doing it.
Okay, so why were you doing it?
Because I was in high school. I was a dumbass kid. I had this beautiful girl who loved me and I loved her. But I love having sex. And I knew I could get it from other girls. And she wouldn't leave me if I did, so I did.
That's horrible.
Exactly.
What did you like about her? That she was just pretty and she loved you?
Nah, she was like a breath of fresh air.
What do you mean?
I mean, I could breathe when I was around her. I used to be so angry all the time. And I needed that.
Why were you so angry?
Because life fucking sucked. We never had any money. House had no heat in the winter and no AC in the summer. Never any fucking hot water. And my dad was always taking shit out on us.
Taking that shit out on you guys, like how?
Whoop our ass over anything but drawing. This nigga used to fight us like adults. It's the reason my back is so fucked up now.
Oh my god, that's terrible. I'm so sorry I didn't know that.
Why would you?
I don't know, but still, if I had known. I don't know. Did you ever, stop cheating on her?
Nah, we split up when she went to college. She was older than me, and it just got too complicated. She wasn't for me anyway.
Niggas always say that. What does that even mean? How come?
She was too weak. No backbone. And you can't be weak with a guy like me. I'll steamroll right over you.
Well, you are kind of a hard person to stand up to.
Yeah, I'm intense. I can't help it. I get it from my dad. So I can't be with someone who lets me get away with that shit.
Is that why you like me? Because I be telling you about yourself?
Yeah. Even though you're annoying as shit, you're also feisty as shit. And I like that shit.
Good thing I like keeping people humbled. I thought of Avery's back like I thought of my oldest scar. It ran down my right side just underneath my ribs. And every time I looked at it, I remember how I got it. I was 8, playing in my backyard with one of the children my grandmother used to babysit. There had just been some crazy tropical storm that touched Marietta, and it had knocked down one of the trees in our backyard. Grandma June told me not to climb it, that I would hurt myself. But of course, I didn't listen. I never listened to anyone. I was hard-headed. It's like I like to learn lessons the hard way or something. I don't fucking know. I slipped, and I saved myself from a fall that could have broken my neck. But the tree dug into my side as I clung on. Naturally, I couldn't cry and make a big deal out of it because I didn't want Grandma to know I disobeyed her and also prove that she was right. So I told the kid not to say anything and walked into the house like nothing happened. Tried to clean my own wound, but unfortunately, in my youth, I did not know the difference between peroxide and rubbing alcohol, so my grandma heard me crying outside the bathroom door. I was caught red-handed with my own blood. She helped me, teased me for my stubbornness, and said my punishment was that I ruined my favorite shirt. I wore that shirt every Thursday because every Thursday I would have PE with this boy I really liked. My dumbass. He probably just thought, why does this girl wear the same shit every time I see her? And I religiously did my laundry every Wednesday just so that stupid outfit could be ready by Thursday. Because of course the class we had together was gym and it got all sweaty and gross. That boy was so ungrateful. Just like the rest of them. Anyway, I say all that to say, I know my memory is better than most people, but I had to assume that every time Avery's back gave him grief, it probably reminded him of his dad, giving him even more grief. If his own parents couldn't empathize with him, it's no wonder he lacked it with other people. So, I forgave him for how he treated me. All his actions were now excused to me. I had anger issues and nobody touched me as a kid. Okay, now imagine you have depression, which means you're just sad, miserable in fact. Sometimes, and actually almost every day, all day. And then something comes along that takes your pain away. However briefly, you start associating feeling good with this thing. So, even when the thing stops making you feel good, nothing else is. So, what do? Well, here's what I did. We started talking more and more every day. It never really occurred to me that it was only because he was high. Drugs were still very foreign to me. But no one could tell me that weed wasn't addictive because I knew people who depended on it to be pleasant. You know those shirts that were like, don't talk to me before I have my coffee? Avery needed one that said, don't talk to me till I smoke a blunt. It really did change his entire persona. Avery was not a happy person. I, too, was not a happy person. And misery loves its company. I didn't get my high from drugs, though. I got my high from feeling wanted. And that's what he did for me. Dude, I told you I don't need this.
Yeah, nigga. Just use it.
Do you understand that the worst part of sex for me is the penetration? And all a dildo is penetration. There's nothing to connect to, nothing to make me feel warm. It's just in me. For what?
Do you understand that most people like sex, Sierra? And it's important for you to feel good while you're having it? Stop thinking about the connection with someone else and focus on your body. Learn yourself, learn what you like. Nobody will ever make you come if you can't make yourself come.
I can, just now it's something in me.
And you never will if you can't do it alone. Don't you want to orgasm during sex?
Where did you even get these from?
AdamandEve.com, best in the biz. Seen all this quality shit. I read the reviews and everything. Women love them. I even got you some lube to help you get started.
I hate you.
No, you don't.
He was right. It actually really touched me that he cared enough to buy me tools. That was so considerate and completely unselfish.
I want to watch though.
Bay road and weed, don't start tripping on me. I like me better with some bitches on me. Dead broke with no digits on. Had to get packs of that midget off. I got the sack, I'm the big homie. I'm quarterbacking, I'm the big homie. They like me better when I'm quiet, ready. I'm always thugging, I can't fight it, ready. Hit her up just the top. She heard the music and block. New nigga lame and he knock. He heard the track on the box. Girl hit my line when he dissed. No, I can't keep you here with me. That's my her down with the gout on the titties. Got that pack across the map, bitch, I bridge it. You low key with this shit like he hit it. I don't argue with none of you niggas. I'm about in the dark with them tricks. She caught up in the head, now she all in my bed. Didn't know what to say, so nothing was said. We just rolled up instead. Just poured up instead, she caught up in the head. Now she all in my bed. Didn't know what to say, so nothing was said. We just rolled up instead. Just poured up instead. I'm running through your mind, can you catch me? One thing to be mine.